Hi Erin, what's going on?
Just chilling. What are you doing?
Oh mate, did you know the latest gourmet travel arrived? Every time it arrives, it's always a great day.
Okay.
So this is like my favourite book ever. You know why? Because they've got
It's got pictures.
lots of really cool food porn. So yeah, love it. So yeah. But what have you been up to? What's been going on?
I have been investigating different mental health organisations.
Really? Wow. Interesting. Being
Yeah, sounds really sinister.
being our mental health specialist, I guess it's a good
Yeah.
idea for us to work out who's doing what and who's in the zoo, yeah?
Yes. Yes. I wanted to see what was out there and how we could make ourselves stand out.
Well, I guess standout is a good way for us to provide a service that doesn't exist, I suppose.
Yes.
I guess we don't want to I guess we don't want to make enemies, but I suppose when it comes to customers, we want to give them what's not out there, I suppose. So yeah, what did you find out? What's the criteria? What did you
Well, I set the criteria that it had to be a national service. So we do have, there are some services that will only service like one state.
Yeah.
We've got, in WA, we have one called Helping Minds, that is just the Northern Territory in WA. I
Yeah.
had to exclude that one. I wanted them to cover generally all mental health issues as much as possible.
Yeah, right.
So as much as I love the work the Butterfly Foundation does, and I think they're awesome, they cover eating disorders, which is
Right.
a very niche sector. So I wanted someone who could just go on there and actually go, okay, I'm having a mental health issue, what's out
Right.
there for me?
Let's just park I have an issue because the reason why we've opened up the chat channel was not because, and I think this is something that everyone out there feels that when you're in the shit, you go and speak to someone. I don't think that is the case. I think when there's a life change or something goes wrong, whether you're having a good day or a bad day, still have the opportunity to go and chat to someone openly about stuff. And I guess Barty's, different. Yeah?
Yeah, I think that's the thing, looking at mental health as well, is that we have our ups and downs. Like, I've had a bad day this week, and that's normal, but I've also had good days. Like, it's not straight. When things are good, they're good, but at the same time, they can quickly go bad, or they can go a bit uncertain.
I know I've had a couple of chats this week with a couple of people that are like buying coffee and they wanted to understand what coffee and equipment to buy. And then I guess some of the conversations that I've had are like, I don't drink coffee. So then that was a really nice way to, have a conversation around why don't you drink coffee? And then it turned into, well, it gives me anxiety. And I'm like, well, did you know that we've got, this amazing special Peruvian coffee that has no caffeine in it? And it tastes exactly like a normal coffee. So I guess some of the conversations I've had have been around, do you like coffee? Yes or no? And if you do, then of course it's an anxiety, decision of why they don't actually drink coffee. So that's been really, really interesting. But anyway, what are you saying? I mean, in terms of some of the other mental health services, I mean, are you saying that there are services out there that do similar stuff than we do?
I would say there's quite a few online services, but the big monopoly on mental health services is actually forums, which don't allow it to be as personalised as I think people need at the moment. I think.
What do you mean? Hang on. What do you mean by personalised? Like, what do you mean? Like, obviously, there's people out there with certain stuff, whether it's good or bad. What do you think they need?
I think at the moment they need people to listen. COVID's making everyone feel isolated. It's COVID like 3.0 in some places of the country, and in Sydney it seems like it's never going to end. But in WA, we've had a lot of snap lockdowns, and whenever that happens, there's this anxiety, and you can definitely feel it around. And I think, yes, you could comment that on a forum, but it's very personal what you're going through. So if you can reach out to someone directly, like a one-on-one person, you kind of have that, that private space, and you can go, look, I'm really struggling with this. Whereas you don't want other people to know what's going on in your head.
So hang on. So let's just unpack forums. What is a forum? And most of the charities mental health charity have forums, right? So what's a forum?
So a forum is where you can log in and create an anonymous username and then either make your own topic or comment on a various post. Like there's quite, from the top of my head, Reach Out's had forums that have just gone through a big makeover. They've had them since they began, I feel like.
Yeah.
You've got Sane Australia's got forums. Beyond Blue has forums. Headspace has just started forums. They've realised that with the COVID, they're an in-person service, but they have to do it online.
Yeah, got it.
Component. So if people think, okay, yeah, we want to do an online support service, let's do a forum. It's going to be easier for us to manage. It's going to, we can put everything in one spot.
Yeah, right. So essentially what you're saying is me, if I have an issue or a topic I want to raise or find, I go into a forum and see if I can find and read it, who else is dealing with the same thing, and so I assume, I guess Reach Out, Lifeline also have forums, but essentially there's internal staff that have experience to be able to respond to certain topics accordingly.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
So Reach Out also runs specialised chats, so they'll actually get in an expert on a particular issue that people can then ask questions for in live time and stuff, which is really great. And then they then archive it, so you're able to access that later. So, full disclosure, I was a forum moderator with Reach Out for a few years, which was great, and it showed me the inner workings. So I got to help run these. They also had particular weekly topics. So they might have had one on eating disorders one week, or one on, something that it was always a different one.
So you said you looked at about 8 different...
I looked at 8.
Yeah, right. So out of all those 8, which one, I guess, stood out in terms of your criteria?
Well, I was looking at... They all met the criteria to some standard. I would say the one that least met it was Are You OK? Because it is a very promotional side of it. It doesn't give you any resources. It'll link you to resources, but for them, they're very much like wanting to get the conversation started, which is awesome. And I really think we need to reduce the stigma surrounding mental health and conversations is how we're going to do it. Reach Out was great. And then again, full disclosure, I've volunteered on and off over years.
Obviously,
but they're for under 25s. So you get to the age that I am, which is 26, and you're kind of like, oh, there's no resources similar for me. There's no services I can actually access that are similar to Reach Out. So, Lifeline was interesting in that I actually discovered that they've got 10,000 people that communicate, that provide counselling. But out of that, only 1,000 are actually paid staff, so the rest are volunteers. So you don't know what their qualifications could be. Obviously, I think lived experience is far more important than qualifications in many things.
Sure.
But I think you need someone to help you navigate the system and know the system a bit better if you're wanting a one-on-one support.
On Lifeline?
Yes, on Lifeline. So Lifeline, there's from what I could gather on the website, 1,000 paid employees, and then they've got 9,000 volunteers. So you go through a training system as well. Yeah, right.
So are you saying to me they overtly explain how they manage their support?
So you log on, you can either talk to someone, and they'll most likely be a volunteer on the other end.
Right.
Which they've then specially trained.
Right.
I actually had a TAFE lecturer back in the day who trained the counsellors.
Right, gotcha.
But they didn't have any formal qualifications.
All right, cool. That's interesting, hey. It's a hard space and a business to run, I guess, when it comes to mental health, and to be able to provide a 24/7 qualified support line is tough going. I mean, we know what it's like.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and I think, that they've got, and they will try and match you with someone in your area as well, which is really good.
Really good,
so
yeah.
I thought that was a good touch for them, because it means that they might be, so for example, Sydney and Melbourne are in lockdowns. Perth is not at the moment.
Yeah, right.
For now, we don't know what will happen tomorrow. It's very much our Premier's lockdown heavy at the moment. But, so someone in WA might not be going through the same stuff someone in Sydney is going through.
Yeah.
So to be able to match up is pretty cool. I think that's something that's awesome to think about.
Okay.
I looked at 3 services that were done for people under 25, statistically speaking, young people are more likely to have a mental health issue. But what happens when they age out of the system? That was something that I was really...
So hang on. Are you saying to me that there's loads of mental health services and support and forums for people up to about 25?
Yes.
But nothing over?
There's very few over.
But reach out to parents. Reach out to parents.
So reach out to parents, as does Kids Helpline. So they're both, which I think is awesome. I definitely wish that had been around when my parents were dealing with me.
Yeah.
I was dealing with a bad anxiety when I was 12.
Let's not get started. We're in the same boat, mate.
Not going into that, no. But I definitely think launching a parent system, and Reach Out has parents forums, which I think is so great because parents need to chat to other parents.
Yeah, for sure.
I definitely go, this service is fantastic because, and they're one of the first one who have done the parent side.
So are you saying out of the 8 charities or out of the 8 mental health services that are specifically online, are you, based on your criteria, are you saying that they're limited to an age and a demographic?
Yes. So Reach Out, Kids Helpline and Headspace are all limited to 25 years, between the ages of 12 and 25.
But there's plenty of charities out there for female, male, but...
I found those really hard to navigate. I found that looking at those that are targeted for a younger demographic were actually so much easier to navigate. I got lost on Beyond Blue. Sane Australia, I got so confused. I was going, so if I want to chat to someone, where do I click?
Yeah, right.
For someone, and I'm thinking, if you're in a crisis, you want something very clear.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to muddle around.
You just want to speak to someone.
Yeah, you want to be able to click. And then I had a case with Sane, they said, we've got someone available between these hours. But I went on at one point and I was like, they didn't allow me to access the chat. And I was like,
yeah, right.
It's not meant to be on there, which I get. I mean, glitches happen, tech, we've all been there. But I found it really hard to understand their hours.
Yeah, right, okay.
As well, and there was really and then it was stuff if you wanted to chat to a peer, there was a different section. There was no one.
Yeah, right. So I mean, we have obviously set up a chat service, which is clearly you can be anonymous if you choose.
Yes.
The only thing that we disclose is where your IP is coming from. That means your location, so we know where you are. But essentially all data and privacy is with you, and we at the moment have yourself managing and myself managing the chat. And of course we're really, really new, but essentially we're offering, you've got loads of experience in the space running forums, and obviously you're qualified. So are you saying we're the only service that you can speak to a real person first go?
I would say so. I've not used those immediate chats, but I would say we're the ones where it's most straightforward to find. We pop up as soon as we go on Barty, and it drives me insane sometimes when I'm trying to link back an article. It'll pop up little Barty, and I'm just going, you scared me. It makes me jump, okay? It's made me jump quite a few times. But, we're right there. It's very direct. It's easy. If you want to talk to someone, you go here. The other channels, it's really hard.
Yeah, I got you.
We're definitely more user-friendly.
And so in terms of our audience, Erin, what do we specialise in, if we're going to call it that?
The over 25.
Yeah.
I think, and the aim is that we'll eventually get more people that you can chat to with different backgrounds and different ages as well. I think that's something that we're definitely working towards. Obviously, being a new service, one can't offer everything's up front. But I think the thing is, when you're chatting to me, I have gone through navigating the mental health system. I've gone through 10 different psychologists. I have got the qualifications behind me.
Yeah.
I've got a mixture of everything. And I think, when you talk to me, I'm not going to be a robot.
Yeah, of course.
And if I obviously can't help you, or I think you might need some other help, I will refer you to another service, or I'll provide you with some options, whether that is location specific or just a general one. We do have the if you need urgent help
Yeah.
link on the top of our page. So, yeah, and I think Lifeline is great if you're in a crisis. Do not get me wrong, Lifeline is amazing, but if you want ongoing support, they're going to refer you to a forum, which might not be what you want.
And again, just to make it really clear to the audience, obviously we're doing a bit of a vlog here, but it's
Yes.
our premise essentially is we want to be the middle person, a real
Yes.
middle person that's qualified
Yes.
to be able to point
Yes.
you in the right direction. So
Yes.
if you're literally about to off yourself, and I say that
Yes.
seriously, if you're about to do harm to yourself, that is not us. You have to
No.
call 000 anywhere in Australia.
Or, yeah. Yes. But if you might be going, okay, I need to find a psychologist. Where do I begin? Or how did you know your psychologist was the right one?
Yeah.
Again, through this, I have seen a few psychologists in my lifetime, probably
Yeah.
not see many more.
Yeah.
I will be able to talk you through. And I think that is something that's really needed.
Yeah, right.
Navigating the mental health system is confusing. Navigating any system is confusing, but the mental health system, I feel like they want you to get worse.
Yeah.
It causes you anxiety to navigate the system, to put it lightly. And
Yeah,
if you're
right.
dealing with anxiety, you don't need it.
And the other thing,
Yes.
Erin, it's not cheap. So, of course, talking to someone like yourself to take the right approach based on what's going on with you, whether it's good or bad,
Yes.
there's always a way and certain tools that are immediately available. You don't have to. I know you don't have to be scared to actually reach out to one of us. It can be anonymous, and if you have any type of questions, then you're the right person to be able to answer those questions. And if you can't, we'll find out.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I have done a whole lot of research, and we're going to be putting up a post with all these services that I've mentioned linked, which I've been working on today. And so you can check them out for yourself. And, maybe you need to access multiple services. I feel like there is no one service fits all. A lot of the times you might go, oh, I like this service, but I also like this service. Or, or this has got really good fact sheets. I discovered that the Black Dog Institute actually has really good checklists. If you're going through a mental illness and you're trying to figure out what one you have, they've actually got awesome checklists. And I was like, that's awesome. So you can print it out, check it off, and then take it to your GP or whoever. Actually, I'm not sure what I've done this checklist. It's indicating this. I don't know what my next step is. Can you help me?
Yeah, right.
Which is great.
Do you think we should do something like that in terms of doing a type of form people can fill out?
Again, though, mental illness is so complex. I've got friends who their diagnoses aren't solid, and they were chatting. One of my good friends was chatting to me. She goes, "I actually don't know how to identify because," she goes, "I've been diagnosed with this and now switched to this. And as you grow older, you adapt and change."
That's so interesting.
It's funny because I actually want to do a series where I interview real people, to prove that everyone has mental illness.
Yeah.
And look at different mental illnesses that people have and go, this is someone who you could be walking down the street who has lived with this, this, and this.
We all have something, mate. There's no doubt about it. And so
we all have scars. Some are just more visible than others.
Right.
But yeah, I think, and that's the thing. We all have stuff. We all have issues. No one is going to walk through life unscarred, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely. So hey, in terms of like highlights and cliff notes, I mean, what are the top 5 things that you learned from some of the services in Australia?
Most of them like forums. They all want to try and destigmatise mental health, which I think is such an important thing that we need. I think they've all got the same common goal, but they all know their specialty. Headspace is in person, reach out to not, so they can target different audience. I think they've definitely, with COVID, they've all realised that they need to have some sort of online component, whatever that is, so they're all navigating that at the moment.
Okay.
Another one, I think they've all been around for years. They're very set in stone in their ways. They know what they specialise in and they're doing it well.
Okay.
We're able to come in and go, oh, there's a gap here. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
Like, we're more flexible than them. We're the new kids on the block. We're gonna make a difference in our own way, and we're still figuring things out as we go.
Yeah.
But so far we're doing a great job, and I've helped out a few people, and it's been awesome.
Yeah,
so hopefully we get more people.
I'm proud of us. We've got articles going up from the chats that we've had, and we're writing more. Well, you're writing more and more articles around, obviously, the mental health piece.
I'm non-stop writing at the moment.
Mate, you're the boss, not me.
I spend a good few hours a day just going, right, I need to get stuff down. And that's the thing. And, like, one of the articles I loved to write was the positives of COVID, and that stemmed from a conversation we had. And then again, like, we had a conversation on Friday, said I'm not motivated at all. And I was like, there's a post in that. So I'm trying to pick up stuff from the real world, from the real conversations I see people having, I experience. I'm in the mental health community. I've got friends and family members who all have issues, and I'm going, okay, so what can we write that will be a benefit?
Yeah, for sure.
It might not be mental health directly related, but it'll be stuff that we're going through.
Yeah, nice. Well, hey, it's been awesome to hang out. I know we chat every day, but do you think we should do one of these, like, once a week?
That would be awesome, among everything else we're doing.
I know.
Good cycle.
So, yeah. I feel that, obviously, they're businesses, and it takes a lot of effort to be able to run these types of companies. That's point one. It costs a lot of money to be able to, do the research, surface it, and share it, all that stuff. And then I think everyone wants to deliver a personalised service, but I think it's really hard because...
It's not doable.
And so I suppose why we're different, we're not a charity, we're a company, right? Which means that we're not having to report back on certain regulatory stuff.
That's something I put in the article. I said I was going to, but I said that, like, we're selling coffee, but coffee gives us a conversation starter, but it also funds the service. So we don't have to tick those boxes.
Yeah,
Some of the bureaucracy, just looking at it from a perspective of, if you want to volunteer in my church, you have to go get a human children check. Even if you're not dealing with kids, you have to go through a safe church workshop, which is 2 days of the most boringest thing you'll ever through. I've done it. I meant to refreshing this year, and I'm like, yeah, no thanks.
Right.
I'm like, you're not making me do that. But it's ridiculous the amount of boxes that a church has to tick, let alone a mental health organisation with the government.
Yeah, right.
We're private.
Which makes us awesome because it allows us to, work outside the box.
We can do what we want. I love it.
Yeah, cool. Because I've sent you some more of the Blue Barty.
Yes. You're going to be teaching me.
I'm going to teach how to make a pour over next time we're on. How's that?
And I've actually got coffee here as well.
Oh, amazing. Look at you go.
A bit of my roast, which is probably good. Which, let's be honest, it's probably not the greatest, but it's... Yeah. I burnt my tongue on it twice, so...
So for the audience, you're obviously... you don't like coffee, and when we started speaking...
I was anti-coffee. I have people who find it hilarious, and I'm not just like I see my GP regularly at the moment, and he's like, I can't believe you're working for a coffee company. I'm like, he goes, I can't believe you're drinking coffee. Like, people genuinely, my sister, who has been trying to get me to drink coffee for years, she finds it hilarious. Yeah. But I will drink the Peruvian blend, and I love it, and I'm like, there are days where I'm like, I just need something to get me through the day, even though it's a placebo. I can't.
Yeah, because it's got no caffeine in it.
I do not stomach caffeine. It's gotten to the point now, whereas even if I have milk chocolate, my heart rate increases, and I'm like, that's not good.
So,
but I love it. I love the taste, and I genuinely enjoy drinking it. And it helps me get through the work day with the.
It's a pretty.
I need a break. I go make myself a coffee.
Yeah.
Come back. Lay my head for a bit.
It is a pretty special coffee. It's from Peru and Alto Palomar. It's specialty coffee. We've literally ran out of 2 massive bags of it, and we're getting some more. So, and And we obviously are supporting mental health. That's part of our
Yes.
major piece to our initiative. But yeah, again, I came across this maybe 6 months ago, and obviously it has no caffeine, but it still tastes like normal, real
It
coffee.
tastes really good. Like, I love the smell of coffee, but for me, it would always give me anxiety. It would make my heart explode. I used to be addicted to Diet Coke up until I was 21, and I was in a high stressful job, and I had to give it up.
Yeah.
So I've not had caffeine for 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah, gotcha.
But, for me, this is a good drink. I've made it when friends have come over, and they all love it.
Love it, yeah.
One of my friends just, I can't believe this is decaf. She goes, this is what I want.
Yes.
So I'm converting people.
Stop it.
She's like, when I want a coffee at 10 o'clock at night, I'm gonna have to order some to make it. I'm like, yes.
So the way it's made, the way they remove the caffeine is through a washed natural process, which means that they don't change the profile. And Peru, as a region, I suppose, is very chocolate. Like, they do amazing cocoa. So I guess the coffee gets infused by obviously the area, which is cocoa, and it tastes like it's basically a milk chocolate type of coffee.
Well, it's actually really funny because my parents are hoping to travel to Peru.
Yeah.
In September. So my dad is like,
No
oh
way.
my gosh, you've got Peruvian coffee. Yeah, they're crazy. We're not discussing it. But they're hoping to travel to Peru for a couple of years to live, starting in September. So they've been into their Peruvian coffee for quite a while.
Yeah, right.
So now we've got, and my mum will come up to me and she's like, I'm stealing some of your coffee now.
So I'm sending you. It probably arrived this week sometime, but I'm sending you a pour over kit, like a V60 pour over kit, and we're going to do a bit of a one-on-one masterclass, so that you get your coffee game to another level.
I've been told it's not good. I was told my coffee games are not good. I'm going, well, I only have a plunger. I've never been a coffee drinker until this point.
Well, there's always a way, mate. Hey, it's been really good hanging out. Really cool. So you're going to post an article on the site about the research that you've done, and obviously the differences, and obviously where we sit.
Probably coming out in the next couple of days. I have just finished it, but it'll have all the research I've done.
All right, amazing.
Down.
You're a legend.
With the links to the direct services as well. So if you see like their service that you think, oh cool, this one looks actually really cool, you can definitely check it out.
And so obviously we're keen to hear everyone else's comments. And if we're wrong, then call us out. We're obviously not perfect, and we're obviously here to.
If there's another service you think we should review or we should know about, let us know, because I only looked at 8. I'm sure there's many. So definitely let me know.
All right, cool, Erin. It's been awesome. Peace out, and I will see you real soon.
Yes. Got enough stuff going on.
Yeah. All right.
But I will chat to you soon.
Very soon. See you, mate. Bye.
Walking on fire, trying not to bend my feet. I'm tired of fighting, saying things we don't mean. You know I don't lie.